This is going to be a great 15, 20 minutes or so. Marisha's already cracking me up, setting up these guests. Can we just talk Khalid and disclosure? Because it leads us into our conversation, dear friends. With regard to relationships, have they been challenged? Have they been challenging during this lockdown period? Couples living apart have had to contend with not seeing each other, while for couples in the same house, there's been speculations about post-lockdown divorce rates increasing, or even the possibility of post-lockdown baby boomers. A new YouTube channel called Can We Just Talk, hence the track, yes, I know, Nikki, I know, has been launched by 4 couples sharing their experiences. So I want to hear what's yours as well, Marisha. As I say, to take the calls, 08081 009956 is the free phone studio number that you can use to get through to us here in the studio. I need to just do this quickly. Shout out to you, Nige. Thank you, Nige, over in Wolverhampton. Thank you that you listen to the show and that you think it's rather great. Even 15 minutes in, bless you. Much appreciated. Well, joining me on the phone to have this conversation is Marcus and Dion Ray, and also, yes, dear friends, my brother and sister-in-law, Sean and Celia Bergen. Good evening. Welcome to the show, all of you.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, this is going to be great. Marisha already said, she said, Nikki, it's hilarious. She said, they're setting them up again. But I thought, did you not say to use a landline? No, I said to you, no, you can't have the radio on in the background. So you 4 have started off great. Thank you. It's wonderful. So let me start with Dion and Marcus. Hello, welcome again.
Hi, thanks for having us.
It's good. It's good to know. Of course, I've just played your signature tune, Ish, as such. Can we just talk?
Yeah.
So tell us, what? Firstly, how long have you two been married?
Okay, so we've been married. This August will be 9 years that we've been married. We were engaged for 2 years before that, and we were seeing each other a year before that. So it's been quite some time.
Yeah.
So 12 years altogether. In the sense that you've been together, and then I'll do that straight away as well. Cecilia and Sean, hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
How long have you guys been together?
No, it's okay. So we've been married 4 years, together for 8.
All right, brilliant. So 8 years altogether, married for 4. So you're still kind of fresh meat. But the reason why it was interesting to talk to you two, because I'm going to put you into the age bracket of kind of mid-40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 51 coming up.
Right, good. Thank you, Sean. You're very brave. Look at you shouting out there. Oh, I am like Nikki. And Marcus and Dion, what's your age bracket? Mid-30s?
I'm 32.
And I'm 35.
All right, okay, so yeah, mid-30s. And both sets of you've both got children. I know, Dion and Marcus, you've got the younger ones. How old are your children?
Yeah, we've got 2 daughters. The oldest one, Sienna, she's 7, and we've got Savannah, she's 5.
Okay, so 7 and 5. But Sean and Cecilia, you got big people then.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah, we got a few. There's, yeah.
So between you, so in a sense, a blended family, children pre getting married, but there you are, still big people, and thankfully it's been fine. So tell us then. I'll start with Sean and Celia then, because you guys being a little bit older, and just how you found, firstly, lockdown initially, and then the realisation that you were going to probably be seeing each other a lot more than you did pre-lockdown.
Well, luckily that hasn't really happened, really, because I've been still busy. Although the company shut down and we're on this... furlough, what they call it again? Furlough.
Oh, right, furlough. Yeah, okay, so you've been furloughed with work.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm self-employed. I haven't seen anything, so I've had to go find my own work because I do construction anyway. So I've managed to I'm doing some work at the minute. So quite busy.
And I'm still working from home, Nick.
Right. So you've been working from home because I know. So you're in construction, Sean. Cecilia, you're social worker, senior social worker, adult social worker. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
So initially it hasn't really had a major shift, or has it shifted things for you, knowing that, yes, Sean, you've had to go and look for work, but you've still...
Well, the thing is, there was so much to do in the house as well. You know, she wanted things painted, and then I decided to, we got time where we can spend apart because she likes TV. She likes programs I don't like, and then I've got my man cave anyway. So come out here and get a break. So we don't really get on each other's nerves. We get along.
Well, you see, right? So. Oh my goodness, I'm liking this. I like the. Well, she wanted the house painted, so I got. So she gets her wish, and I've got my man cave. I'm going to come back to that. Let's ask Dion and Marcus. What's it been like for you? How do you two work? Are you both full time? What's your situation like?
Yeah, so I'm in construction as well. So I'm still classed as a key worker because I'm working within the water sector. So keeping water going and running for Severn Trent.
And I'm a primary school teacher. So although I don't have to go in, I will be working, setting daily tasks for the children, contacting parents still, we do phone calls, emails. We've been doing online courses, still and that's just the job. So you can imagine how it must be really hectic. I was going to
exactly. So there you say you're both still very busy, and with the two young ones that you've got to homeschool. So tell us a little bit about what that's been like for you, and then has it impacted how you two relate with each other, knowing that you've got the girls around you 24/7?
Well, it's been hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard. We try to. I think this is where the guilt kind of kicks in as well, because especially the pressure that I put on myself being a teacher, everyone would think, oh, your children must be getting a really great deal because, you're a teacher, so they've got a teacher mommy, and, you can spend all that time putting in all this stuff with them. And really, it is so difficult. I tried to do a whole school day, and that didn't work. So we've tried to do a couple hours here and there. And literally, we are still trying to work it out. We're however many weeks in, we're still trying to work it out.
For you, Marcus, seeing all of that, have you had some part to play in that? Because I think that's what will be interesting to hear from Sean and Cecilia as well. Have you had that hidden guilt that you're seeing Dion having to put the children's schedule together, and you've also had to go to work as normal?
Well, yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit frustrating because I know the guilt kicks in when I'm busy. Even when I'm working from home, I'm answering calls, and calls are constantly coming in. I'm on meetings using Teams and Zoom and all these different video conferencing tools, and I'm seeing Dion trying to deal with the kids, and I'm not being able to move myself away from it. So it does get frustrating at times that I can't be more hands-on and help a lot more.
So Sean and Cecilia, listening to Dion and Marcus there, as we said, that you've got it slightly different, that you haven't at least had the tension and the frustration of dealing with younger children, but you've got, lovely Layla still around as a teenager. Can you understand some of their frustrations?
Oh, absolutely. Because what we've got a setup of maybe a 22-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an older adult. So I live with my mum, or my mum lives with me, and she's 80. So we've had to be very mindful of what we do around lockdown according to her. So it's been very difficult to keep it moving, but we have.
And in that way, when you said it's been difficult, because I know, thankfully, yes, Mommy Tapper. Hello, Mommy Tapper.
I would only say it's difficult because, it's not difficult because if she wants something, Mum's West Indian, she likes certain foods don't get, we can't buy them in this area, so we haven't got our hands up or something. So she would just ask to get this, to get that, and then we should get something, then I've got to go back and get it again, and then so on and so on. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's been overly difficult. Mum just hasn't been going out much because obviously she doesn't want to get caught up.
Yeah, no one pick up the virus. But in terms of just you two, as you said, Sean, you talked about having your man cave. I bet Dion's going, yes, that I want that as well.
The problem is with that is there's intruders.
What's a man cave was Dion's question there. Go on then, Sean. Describe this man cave that you've got.
There's just intruders, that's the problem. Right, so I just have to say, well, one of these days I'll put unauthorised persons outside. But yeah, I've got it. It's just somewhere for to get away out of the house if we want to go into the garden. It's a good size with a decent sized garden, so you can get away from being at home, being inside watching TV, being all Netflixed out. that sort of thing. But
And are you, what are you doing in your man cave then?
Don't ask. Don't ask.
well,
Do not ask what we're doing in the man cave. All I know is Sean knows how to stay in his lane, okay? When it's time, Nick, to go to the man cave, he knows.
no, because she's always in the man cave too, so I'm not bothered about that.
All right,
it's more
okay.
like a bar, and play music. That's what we do.
And just sit and relax in there. That's great. So Marcus and Dion, when you hear that and you think, gosh, is that something you would strive to have in years to come?
Oh, I was laughing because Marcus has his man cave. He has it already. Like, that's the third thing. When we moved house, he was like, that loft is my space. So we're chuckling because we're listening to you guys and thinking, wow, it's exactly the same.
Well, look.
The only thing is I need to get a lock on the door so they can't come in and bother me.
See, hang on a second. Well, look, we're saying that lockdown has meant to created love and harmony. Would you say, and in your experience, and in particular, Dion and Marcus, I know you've got your channel that you've just started there, the YouTube channel, Can We Just Talk? So tell us something about whether or not you're hearing from other couples, both, all four of you. I'll start with Dion and Marcus. Have they genuinely, have you talked to couples and friends, family members who are saying, look, I've actually really struggled during this time being around my other husband or wife?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely, we've had friends, even myself, we've had friends who have said it and said that it is difficult because you've gone from being, some of them have been passing shifts, going to work and they'll see each other in the evenings and they'll have their little moment then and then you go back to the regular meal, you know what I mean? And because now you haven't got that, you're in this space together, there's no escape. I mean, not everybody is as fortunate to have man caves like these lovely men we have here. However, there's somewhere that they have to, try and escape. I mean, there's nowhere to go. So I think it is a struggle. I've spoken to many of our friends and couples that have contacted Can We Just Talk team and stuff and said, they're grateful just that we're being honest, that this is real, it's actually happening, and it doesn't mean we don't love them, it just means we're finding this a bit difficult.
And I think that's the most important thing that we found being great as part of the new channel that we brought out was that people were seeing our experience and could relate to it at the same time.
Yeah.
The importance of just having that me time, even though we are in lockdown, you're underneath each other, you still need to get away. Whether it's a man cave, whether it's go outside in the garden, go for a walk, just get away from each other as well a little bit.
And so Cecilia and Sean, would you agree? What have your friends said to you?
It's important that we have, a little bit of time for ourselves. Like I said, Cecilia, she loves the cook shows. Come dine with me. What is it? 4 in a bed. The list goes on. And, the sofa's just hers in the lounge. So it's cool because I've got upstairs. I've got whatever I want to watch upstairs. But, yeah, together.
And also, Nick, to be fair, we communicate quite well. So we both know when we need time out.
Yeah.
Because that's something I wanted to come on to you both. So what I'm going to do, have a bit of break for some music, and then I'm going to come back to the four of you and talk about this. I don't know, you've probably read it. I know it's been some of the work that you've done on the YouTube channel, Dion and Marcus, called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. So let's have a little chat about whether that's impacted you, and also what would you say is a positive thing that you would advise. Someone maybe listening going, you see what, Nikki? You played that song. That says it all, really. What you did, I can't stick around. I need to move on. Was I being offered words of affirmation, quality time? Was I being given gifts? Any acts of service or physical touch? That's because those are the 5 love languages. And that's part of our conversation that we're going to go into now with my guests that we have on the show. Marcus and Dion Ray, Sean and Cecilia Bergen, who just happen to be my brother and sister-in-law at the same time. But Dorcas and Marcus, they have, along with 3 other couples, and put together a YouTube channel called Can We Just Talk? And pre-music, you guys were saying, thankfully, you've got places where you can go. It has been frustrating, especially for you, Dion, as a teacher, primary school teacher. You've still got the little ones, and you've had to juggle just teaching them as well as getting your head around your own work. But I asked beforehand, have you talked to couples who were genuinely, this is not great for us? And as I was just mentioning there, those love languages, are those things that you think are important? And do you know which love language each of you have? So let me start with you, Sean and Cecilia.
Love language, yeah. Always know when she's upset about something or said the wrong word, and then I just leave her to brew a little bit, and then before we go to bed, we'll have the conversation and try to make it up before we go to bed.
I think, Nick, we thrash it out. So Sean knows when I'm completely left, and he knows when I'm upset. He reads me quite well. Communication is key. We thrash it out, shut it down, and it's not a thing.
All right. So would you say then, that you're good with your words, and there's words of affirmation? You're good at.
I would say the most confident, strongest thing we have as a couple is communication.
Right. Okay. For you, and what
we communicate.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Would you say that you are more receptive if Sean gives you a gift or spends quality time with you, or what's the language that you think, oh, if somebody does that for me, then that would be great?
So Sean, I call him Anthony, everybody. So Anthony is very tactile, very, very tactile. So he'll give you a kiss and a love. He might pinch your bum, excuse the pun. He'll just let you know everything is everything. And when it's going left or we're getting a bit heightened, he'll just drop in a joke. He'll make me laugh and shut it down. So it doesn't become anything more than what it is.
Excellent. Thank you both. So Dion and Marcus, with your channel, I know that this is one of the episodes that you've put on there already. So love languages, do you know the ones that you have for each other?
Oh, yeah. So Marcus's love language is like physical touch and acts of service. And mine is like more quality time and words of affirmation. But because we know that, it has really helped us because, say, for example, Marcus is working in the office and he'll be working, doing his stuff on meetings and everything that he mentioned before. And then I will then come in and literally give him his lunch or something. I'll bring him his lunch. Now, because one of his love languages is acts of service, he knows, you know what? Yes, she's still there. She's in the background. I know that I can't be with them right now, but it's still okay. Do you know what I mean? And I may just walk past him and brush his shoulder or stroke the back of his neck or something as I'm walking past, just to remind him that I'm still here, Whereas for me, I'm very much so about quality time.
And I think Dion loves when she's around me and with me. So a lot of the time, even after a long day of work, I may want to go and just chill and sometimes have my me time. But in the back of my mind, sometimes I've got to remember, I'll compromise my me time for a little bit because I know that Dion needs some quality time with me because she hasn't had it all day. So it's just recognizing and sometimes compromising what's for myself to have some of that quality time with her. And then again, she's a physical touch. She loves physical touch. She's very tactile. Just being there with her as well. And
with lockdown, has that been thwarted with the girls being around you 24/7? Because I of course, this is still a family show, but I'm sure one may have, wanted to have intimacy. And has that managed to happen when you've got the girls and because of course sometimes they would have gone to school and you've got leave and you both have a day to yourselves. What's that been like?
Well, I think what we've tried to do is try and keep it fun as best as possible. We try and schedule mini date nights where we'll dress up in the house. We're not going anywhere. We go into the kitchen, but we'll dress up and
have a nice meal.
Have a nice meal, put on perfume and everything. Like we're going out, have little music playing in the background, and just try and do it as best as we can. It's not obviously it's not as often as we'd like it to be, because our children are still very young, so they're still getting up at night, they're still coming in very spontaneously, etc. So it's not as you'd like it to be.
But you're making the effort. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back to you, because I think that's probably a lovely way to end some of our conversation about what we could be sharing and saying for other couples. Sean and Cecilia, hearing what Dion and Marcus have had to say, you know, the conversations you've had with other friends or who have been struggling, what have you heard that they've been struggling with, and do you identify with Marcus and Dion?
Yeah, well, some friends are not having such a great time because they're so used to partying and going out. And one guy in particular, he's just struggling with his wife a little bit because I don't think they talk much. So that's the problem there, because you've got to spend so much time together. You need to be talking, really.
Mm.
You know, it's not great for him. But I just try to encourage him and say, look, you know, this thing will be over soon. Just try to get along with your wife, do whatever, do what used to make her happy before. You know, just try to think about things a little bit.
In my humble opinion, Nick, you should be together before lockdown. So I haven't changed before lockdown, in lockdown, and after lockdown. Me and Sean are how we are.
Mm. And would you say, though, in light of hearing Dion and Marcus' examples of having a date night or dressing up or doing things in the household?
We actually thought about going to the cinema at home.
Oh, God, you know what we did, Nicky? We brought a movie off Sky.
Yeah.
And I told Sean we brought this movie that we wanted to see for a long time, and we got ready upstairs and we went down to the front room and we had a catch-up in the front room. So keep it moving, keep it real, keep it together. It's a difficult time.
Yeah, man, I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Honest to God, we only went from upstairs to downstairs. That's all we did.
Dion, you were saying something?
Or go to the club.
I love that. I really love that. I think that's great.
Go to the club, Nicky. Club, innit?
Say that again, sorry, Sean.
I've got a club, so we can go to the club as well.
Oh, yes, a cave. Yes, I forgot. You've got the club. Marcus, you were saying?
No, I was going to say, you got to do a lot of thinking outside the box now that you're trapped in your home. So, you know, I love the fact that you pretend that the cinema is in your house and all those different things. You've literally got to do a little bit more, be intentional.
Yeah. I mean, it's also allowed us to do the house up more as well. You know, we do this together, a bit of a project. So, you know, we start painting the house, and then we start putting different things and putting floor down. And Mrs. had a new range cooker, so she's on top of it. So she's really, really happy. Just try to do things to make her happy, really. You know? I
like that, because he says, no, don't tell her. But it's true. It's lovely to hear that. That ties in as well with our question about what creative project have you got involved in. So seeing that the two of you have said, look, let's work on our home together. And I love that. That's a lovely picture of you leaving the upstairs to go downstairs to the cinema. And I suppose with you, Dion and Marcus, your channel, as I said, it's called Just the Two of Us. And what else can people expect if they tune in or turn on YouTube channel to watch you guys?
Yeah, so if they tune in to Can We Just Talk, you'll get to see just our discussions. It's literally like we're a group of friends who you now become a fly on the wall, and you're watching our conversations. And we're just discussing literally things that would come up in life. We're talking about, you know, relationships. We'll be moving on to things like finance. And this week's episode is, are you the one? So how do you know that, you know, this person is the one for you? And what criteria you may have had in mind, and did that change and stuff? And, those that are watching live, you can be commenting as well. We address people's questions. We raise your comments, and it's quite an interactive, fun hour, really.
Brilliant.
So,
Excellent.
Get involved.
Can We Just Talk? Many thanks to you both, to Marcus and Dion Ray, and wonderful Sean and Cecilia Bergen. Thank you. But thank you both, all of four of you, very much for being with me. If that's been of help to you, those of you at home, you've heard a lot of advice there from both couples about